Hey guys, Musicman here, back with another Identity 5 video, and this is going to be another one of my Bloody Queen videos where I'm going to be doing some commentary so that you guys can get inside my head a little bit about and maybe learn one or two strategies that I use during these matches. So without further ado, let's take a look. Alright, so the first match we're going to be taking a look at is one on Sacred Heart Hospital. Now when I go to this spawn, I always go to this terrible corner right here. There's always a survivor that will spawn there when you spawn over in that like little side area over there. And I ended up finding the 4, which is a relatively unlucky find. However, looking at the team comp, I know that all of these characters are kiting based characters. So I just kind of made the decision. I'm like, okay, I'm going to chase whoever I get. Plus, a forward can be a real pain if you don't get him right away. Now, Patroller is a huge counter to forward, so I decided to throw that down right away. And this is going to help me end my chase super quick. Because in a team comp like this, the survivors are able to decode fast. They're not playing like triple rescue for a slow decoding team. But I was able to get it down super fast, so you can already see the ciphers are at around 60%. And I'm looking around trying to figure out where the rescue might be coming from. So I'm making my way over this way because I was like, it's probably going to come from over here. However, I see the entomologist right here. I knew I wasn't going to be able to wait until after half, so I'm just going to rush that rescue. And I do end up getting that second hit on the forward. So now I can go ahead and, if I was at forward, what I would have done is probably dash right out of there. However, he thought that the entomologist was going to be able to body block. However, I am able to take the forward back to the chair. So I'm going to decide to take him over to this area right here. It doesn't matter too much what chair I chose to. I just picked this one because it's closest, and forward's already got his added struggling speed, so I kind of had to pick a close one there. So I got an early hit on the rescue here. Watch what I do next. Mirror. And that is a stuffed save. So if you're able to, you can, if you're able to predict where the rescue is coming from, you can see you can go right up to the survivor, then mirror on the chair to be able to stuff a rescue. So now at this point, nobody's able to save forward in time, and now I've got another chair. Entomologist can't save, so it's up to the female dancer now. I don't really know where dancer is at until I did that. So one thing that I didn't know, and I haven't quite confirmed yet, but apparently the slow boxes increase the timer of the rocket chairs. So that's just kind of something I've heard. So I decided to break that right away because I didn't want the acrobat to stay on any longer than he had to. Although it didn't really matter, the female dancer kind of insta-saved there. And now I'm taking the acrobat to the chair for a second time. So what this is kind of doing is I'm forcing them all to insta-save. And at this point, they have to heal if they want to rescue. And they ended up healing over there. Being that I know where the rescue is coming from, I'm going to start making my way over this way because I think that the survivor is going to come through this area first. And I actually end up seeing the female dancer on a cipher, and I'm able to hit her off of that using my mirror. However, the entomologist was able to sneak by me for a moment and rescue the acrobat. And they're going to make their way into hospital. So that was a really smart bomb by the acrobat, buying him some time to get. If I were him, I would have transitioned up those stairs, although now he makes me vault really slow. So he's just buying himself time to transition here. So I'm like, okay, I want to end this kite really fast. There are 2 ciphers remaining, and I don't want to waste too much time on this, especially when he's fed with all his bombs or whatever. So I'm able to down the acrobat extremely quick. So I believe this is the acrobat's final chairing. So now at this point, it's pretty much a guaranteed win. All I need to do is down one more survivor here, and the female dancer still hasn't moved, I don't think. Yeah, so a survivor's in this general area, and I end up coming across the footprints, and I'm like, okay, this is definitely going to be a win here. But with the female dancer here, I just decided to eat the stun. If you try to work too long around it, I mean, I could have justified waiting for my mirror, but if I waited too long, then eating the stun would have actually saved me a lot of time. And that pretty much goes for characters like Ripper and sometimes Feaster, characters that sometimes can have a tough time with like palette looping and stuff. You can be really devastating against a geisha with one of those, especially if they choose not to break it. But I see the entomologist is here, so again, you'll take a look at what I do. I go for the early hit on the entomologist. She is going to get the rescue, but if I caught her a little bit sooner, I would have been able to get the down. And the entomologist is juking here, but I'm able to get her down. And there's only one cipher remaining. However, the female dancer can't decode and rescue at the same time, so at this point she kind of has to make a choice, and she ends up placing her slow box down. Now at this point I can just kind of work around it. I've got all the time in the world waiting for her to get through this area, and I am able to get the down. So that is a 4-man for gameplay number 1. So now we're going to take a look at the next match, which is on Arms Factory. Arms Factory is really a pain, especially with like this new added area here. Even though they removed the infinite loop from Factory, that area is still really good for survivors. And right now I'm chasing the entomologist here. So the entomologist is going to do a really nice kite here, but I'm going to... This is kind of more of a goofy match because I was basically gifted the win at the end. Like, I didn't really deserve it. I really should have only gotten a draw. But the entomologist is doing a really, really nice job kiting here. She's going to place her bugs there, which really slow you down, which is a pain. And she's just going to work around these pallets, conserving them, and then chose the second time through to drop them all. So I'm still chasing her though, because I know I need to get this down at this point. The ciphers have been going for a while, and it's about any time before the pop 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 is all going to come. So I know I need to get this down fast, so what I do is I end up using Patroller here. Now that was kind of a poor Patroller. And that entomologist should have thrown down that pallet, but I'm able to actually get the Patroller on her, luckily for me. Otherwise that could have wasted a whole lot longer to my kite. And now, because of Patroller, I'm able to get the down. So yeah, especially with the mechanic in here, that was way too long for a first chase. I'm able to destroy the bot though, so that's good. I know where mechanic is at because of the ping, and now she's got way less on her dolls. So now I'm trying to look for where a rescue might be coming from, and I see footprints, so I know that somebody's over here. I'm able to get a hit on the mercenary. However, I'm not close enough to the chair to double hit the rescuer right away, so I'm still going to chase the entomologist here. I'm just going to get rid of these bugs. So this entomologist, you can see, is an example of how you can work using these pallets and stuff. And if she didn't have that stun, that was going to be a down, or that window boost. Now with the Bloody Queen, the way to kite her is that you have to go like away from the mirror, basically screw around with like the depth perception, because Left and right, the Bloody Queen is able to see that just fine, but up and down is quite a bit more tricky. So that's what the entomologist is doing whenever I get a mirror. And I'm finally able to down the entomologist again, but you can see there's 2 ciphers remaining. It's extremely late in the game. So now that puts the pressure a lot on me. I know I need to start. I really want this first down, but I also know that I need to secure this first elimination if I want to get at least a tie on this match. So I see the mechanic here. I'm pressuring her so that she can't pull a rescue in time. So what I do is, in order to ensure that she can't make it to the chair, I'm going to throw a patroller down early so that she gets all those stuns. They end up just popping a cipher here. But the chair elimination happens and I'm able to down the mechanic. So those survivors really should have waited a bit longer on that cipher pop. But look, the Gravekeeper starts running back and I just use my tension and get him down. I was basically gifted this victory. I did not deserve that at all. He should have been running long gone to a gate. So now I'm going to take the Gravekeeper, take him to a chair. I mean, you saw the entomologist did a really great job. And then this Gravekeeper comes by and just like throws it all away. I'm like, what are you doing? I mean, I'm like, I'll take advantage of it, but I hit the mercenary once, hit the mercenary twice, and now the Gravekeeper I know is going for the rescue here. So I'm going to place my mirror over there. And this could have actually been a tied escape for them, but they also decided to take a roundabout way. So I'm going to use my mirror, double hit the rescuer. That mechanic should have been running out the door. But I know the mercenary's been down for a while, so I'm going to take him back to the chair. And this was basically a gifted victory. I did not deserve this at all after all that entomologist did for the team. So I'm just looking for all the survivors at this point. I know the mechanic went over this way, so I pick her up, take her to a chair. But yeah, you saw that Gravekeeper just kind of ran into me when that should have been at least a free draw. I guess I could have mirrored to a gate, but at that point, the mercenary had the door mostly open, so yeah. I end up mirroring over there to see if the dungeon's over there, and being that the switch happened, I know that the Gravekeeper is around here. Just gonna get rid of his shovel there. No, okay, I've got all the time in the world. I think I know where dungeon is at, and he was able to vault before I was able to hit him after the blink, but I've got my mirror here, so... Oh, this was really unfortunate. If I placed the mirror just a little bit in that direction, I would have been able to get this down really easy. Because you can see the mirror switch put me just around the corner, but I was able to hit with the mirror right before the down. And that is a 4-man for round 2 as well. So now the last one is on Leo's Memory. Leo's Memory is a real pain to play on as Hunter because it's just such a large map, and Factory is really good. There's some areas by Shack that are pretty good, and quite a few like sandbag-ish, like areas like the ones in Arms Factory. I think there are some stronger areas to kite in Arms Factory. However, this map is so large that tends to favor survivors. So, you see I used my mirror, the entomologist ran into me, and I'm able to get a really fast first down. So, yeah, you can see that the ciphers are only at like 30%. And I end up getting an early hit on the mercenary as he was decoding. So, I'm going to stick around the chair just in case if he wasn't the one that wanted a rescue. However, clearly he is because he's making his way in. So I'm going to go ahead and throw a patroller on him. But actually, behind me, the seer actually comes by and pulls off the rescue. He does a quick body block there. Now at this point, the seer should have been ready to throw down a bird. But I think the seer didn't want me to find him and then hit him right afterward. But the seer ends up just kind of running away now. So now entomologist has been shared twice. My accessory is a pain for cowboy. And he's like, that's a pro to having my accessories. That cowboy, I don't think really knew how to work with that. So now I'm going to target the cowboy, even though everybody else was injured. I'm going to target the cowboy because the cowboy can get in the way a lot. So I think this cowboy thought I switched with my mirror, and he ends up running straight into me. So you can see a lot of times I get a hit with my mirror, and then the survivors just don't really know where I'm at, and they end up running straight into me. So always keep an eye out of where the hunter's main body is when you're playing against a bloody queen. It's also a lot easier to juke the mirror than it is to juke the main character. So there are 5 ciphers remaining, so I'm like, I've got all the flexibility I need. So I end up teleporting to where the seer was decoding. And I don't really like this palette here. See, I have to break it if I'm going to chase. So I end up seeing that a rescue occurred, so I'm going to switch to teleport, go right back. And I see the mercenary is here. I'm not going to waste too much time. I was seeing if I could get an easy hit on him. But being that he has a seer owl now, I'm just going to kind of leave. With 5 ciphers remaining, this gives you a whole lot of flexibility, and that really shows the importance of getting that first down, because not only is the person that's down not decoding, but the rescuer is not decoding. So it's really good to, if you're looking to prevent the cipher rushes, you have to focus on that first down. Really the only other way to counter it would be just spamming peepers everywhere, really. And I actually lag out here. I think my Wi-Fi was starting to be a little sketchy on me, but I'm able to see where all the survivors are healing at up here. And the seer actually gets fully healed. But I get a double hit on the mercenary. The mercenary is going to go down, but I'm going to chase the seer anyways, just because the seer is a better decoder. Even though I could have been able to put him on the chair there, the mercenary is going to be down for a long time. He's not going to be decoding for a while unless the cowboy comes for the heal. So now, see, I'm able to get a first hit on the seer, and now I'm going to chase him with my main body. At this point, I've got teleport, so I can't end the chase quick with patroller. There is a chance that he's going to be able to look behind him and get that next bird really fast. That was an unfortunate place palette. I think he meant to be on the other side of that, but whenever a survivor makes a mistake, you have to capitalize on it. In a game like this, one of the only ways for the hunter to win is to take advantage of mistakes like that. Other than just straight up having strong chase or having strong map pressure. So now the cowboy is coming for the rescue, and I end up seeing him in my peripheral vision here. Working on getting an early hit with him here. And I'm going to use my mirror here to down the seer nice and fast. Actually, no, I don't even use my mirror. I don't have to, because he runs into an area where there's nothing to kite with. So I see that the cowboy is here to harass. So I'm able to use my mirror here and down the cowboy super fast. So at this point, I choose to place the cowboy on the chair. I really should have probably put the seer on first, but I ended up just kind of putting the cowboy on. Now they were able to somehow get to 2 ciphers remaining, so I think a lot of the ciphers were at like partial, and then they ended up just popping a bunch of them like just now, but the cowboy does get a nice palette stun there. But I'm going to be able to catch right back up with my mirror. So I'm going over here, and I down the cowboy. And now I believe this is the cowboy's final chairing, and it's really nice to get the cowboy out as one of the first, just because he's able to harass a lot with the balloons. And I get a quick down on this seer here using my mirror, taking advantage of my abilities here, and now the seer is going on the chair again. So at this point I can just kind of hang around this chair. It doesn't really matter so much. I knew that the mercenary started off decoding, so I'm gonna work my way over this way to see if I can find the mercenary, but ultimately I'm not gonna stray too far away from this chair for the time being because of the fact that that's all I needed to secure the win. Now, the mercenary ended up popping that cipher, so I knew where he was at. But sadly, this mercenary is going to be able to stall enough time to get through the dungeon just because of his passive ability. But yeah, that's the game. Well, I hope you all enjoyed that video. If you did, please don't forget to like and subscribe. And if there's another hunter you would like me to make a video on in the future, let me know in the comment section below. And also let me know down there if you have any questions. Thanks for watching.